You might have seen Division Resurgence Mobile somewhere on the internet, maybe in a trailer, maybe on a random gaming page, or maybe someone just told you. And some of your first thoughts were probably something like, oh, another mobile shooter right there? Another battle royale? Another Call of Duty and PUBG clone? Or a game trying hard to be something like that? And honestly, I don't blame you. Because if you look at it for just a few seconds, that's exactly what it looks like. A guy with a gun, third-person shooting, some tactical movement, and your brain instantly puts it in the same category as every other shooter on this planet. But here's the real thing I want to share. Division Resurgence is not really a battle royale. It's not exactly an extraction shooter, and it's definitely not another generic mobile shooter. But if you don't understand how this game actually works, you might completely go off the trail. You hop in thinking it's a run-and-gun shooter. You see a lot of stuff on your screen. You have no idea how it works or what their use is in the first place, and it just completely ruins your first impression. I think that's how many great games get judged the wrong way. However, there's another thing to notice, and we've seen this happen many times before. Big console and PC games suddenly get announced for mobile, and every time it happens, most mobile ports don't actually feel like the original experience. They look similar. They use the same name, but the gameplay is simplified. Features get removed, and the whole thing feels like a lighter version of the real game. Is Ubisoft actually going to deliver a true Division experience on mobile? Or is this just going to be another downgraded port, similar to what many players felt happened with Warzone Mobile? That's exactly why I made this video, because Division Resurgence Mobile is one of the most misunderstood mobile games out there. That's why I'm going to break down what Division Resurgence Mobile actually is. The story, the gameplay lore, why multiple delays happened, why Ubisoft decided to make a mobile version, and most importantly, who might like this and whether this game is actually worth your time. Ubisoft describes it as a new, canonical story in the Division universe. The story of this game takes place during the early events of the outbreak, around the same timeline as the Division 1, before everything fully escalates into the events we later see in the second Division game. Basically, it's connected between these two games, but we see it from a new perspective. During the holiday season, a deadly virus spreads across the city. The outbreak happens so fast that society basically collapses overnight, moving through the city faster than anyone can control. This event is known in the Division universe as the Green Poison Outbreak, also called the Dollar Flu. Within days, the entire system starts collapsing. Hospitals can't handle the number of infected. Supplies start disappearing, and normal life in New York slowly falls apart. That's when a hidden network of sleeper agents gets activated. They belong to a secret government program called the Homeland Division. These agents were living normal lives before the crisis, but once activated, their job becomes one of the most impossible things to imagine. Restabilize the city, investigate what really happened, and try to restore order before everything completely collapses. And in Division Resurgence, you step into that moment. When society collapses, new power rises. Different groups start taking control of different parts of the city. These groups are known as factions, and each faction has its own motives, its own ideology, and its own way of surviving the new chaos caused by the Green Poison outbreak. Some groups are simply trying to survive. Others are violent. But one of the most infamous groups you'll encounter is the Cleaners. These are the people who believe the only way to stop the virus is by burning everything contaminated. Entire buildings, entire streets. And still, if it means killing people...
Dispatch is Car 2-4. We have visual on Unit 5-5. Looks abandoned, over. Mother of Christ! Shit, they're behind us! Forget it, just go! Now, now! Dispatch, this is Car 2-4. We are over...
Then there are the Rikers, a violent gang made up of escaped prisoners who took advantage of the chaos after the outbreak. Without law or control in the city, they turned entire areas of New York into their territory. But from the very beginning, the game throws you into a world that feels tense, mysterious, and completely broken. And that's what makes starting the game actually exciting. You're stepping into a city that's already falling apart, and now it's your job to figure out what happens next. The Division Resurgence gameplay structure is actually closer to an MMORPG shooter. Now, before you get confused, MMO means a large online world where players can interact, explore, and complete activities together. RPG means your character grows over time. A role-playing character where you level up, unlock skills, upgrade weapons, and constantly improve your build. So instead of jumping into one quick match like a battle royale, this game is more like a long progression journey. You complete main story missions that move the narrative forward. You also have side missions scattered across the city where you might rescue civilians, clear enemy outposts, or secure resources. I'm not completely sure about it, but they said you might face random encounters with NPCs, something like in GTA or RDR, where players ask you for help or try to steal your loot by attacking as a group. Now imagine you're traveling with your friends and some random group of bandits attacks you. That would be absolute ball movement. However, there are no vehicles, but I think they should at least add bikes so traveling becomes easier, and still you have enough space in the environment to drive. As you progress throughout your gameplay, you'll face boss fights, which are much tougher enemies that require strategy and proper gear. And if you fail certain objectives, like protecting civilians or surviving the third or second wave, you might have to restart the mission again, especially on higher difficulties, which feels very frustrating to hear. I know it, but I'm reminding you again, it's a Division franchise game. It's known for hardcore gameplay challenges and extremely difficult boss fights. It's the best third-person shooter available in the whole gaming world, but as your character levels up, only then you'll be able to kill them more easily. So leveling up and grinding is the way to become pro at this game.
Alright guys, you ready?
Dark Zone?
Yep. I just got a mask upgrade, I want to try it out in there. And get us some good loot.
Sweet. Let's do it.
Remember, when we get in there, it might not be just us.
Attention. Risk of infection severely elevated beyond this point. Quarantine is in effect.
This is where things get intense. Dark Zone is a PvP and PvE area, meaning you fight both enemies and real players at the same time. Of course, you're going to find rare items, but the catch is, you can't just leave until a certain timer starts, and you have to secure the extraction point, then leave as the helicopter arrives. But other players can kill and loot your inventory too. If only the community builds up nicely. You don't need to kill other players. Just team up with them and eliminate the NPCs, then leave with everyone else. But you know the rats are everywhere. Always be careful if someone shoots you in the back during extraction. Because this game is built around RPG progression, your character constantly evolves. You need those items to customize your agent, upgrade your weapons, and unlock new skills. So that over time you'll start building your own playstyle and loadout. Fast aggressive builds to help speedrun any missions, or defensive builds to support your team as a medic or backup. That's why building the perfect loadout for quick kills becomes a huge part of the game, which obviously deserves another separated video. Make sure you're subscribed and press the bell icon to all so that you don't get left behind. Is Division Resurgence going to be pay to win? Because at the end of the day, this is a free-to-play mobile game from Ubisoft. And whenever a big game launches for free, people immediately start worrying about microtransactions. The safest direction for a game like Division Resurgence would be simple. If only they keep it to skins, cosmetics, overall visual customization. Things that make your character look cool, but don't affect gameplay. Because the moment a game starts selling damage upgrades, weapon power boosts, or paid advantages, the entire balance of the game starts breaking, especially in a game that already is filled with a lot of PvP. No one's going to play a game that doesn't value your hard work and lick someone else's feet just because they paid money. Here's the possibilities. I'm going to explain it to you. I don't believe Ubisoft will go fully into pay to upgrade damage systems, but we also have to be realistic about the situation Ubisoft is currently in. Over the past few years, the company has been under serious financial pressure. Several of its recent games underperformed, revenue dropped, and Ubisoft even had to start restructuring the company. Because of that situation, Ubisoft has been canceling multiple projects, closing studios, and laying off employees. In early 2026 alone, Ubisoft continued layoffs and internal restructuring as part of a plan to stabilize the company and focus on fewer major projects. Reports even suggest Ubisoft could face major financial losses approaching €1 billion in the 2025-2026 fiscal year. So when a company is in that kind of situation, free-to-play games become very important for revenue, which means microtransactions will definitely exist. The real question isn't whether monetization will be there. The real question is how aggressive they will go. That's something we'll fully understand once the game launches, and only then the situation become clear. Something that surprised a lot of people when they first saw this game, because visually, the Division Resurgence is aiming for something very ambitious. Ubisoft is clearly trying to bring console-level visuals to mobile. The environmental design is extremely detailed. You'll see abandoned streets, destroyed buildings, foggy winter atmosphere, and small environmental details everywhere across New York City. It actually gives off a similar grounded, realistic vibe that many players associate with The Last of Us. Just to let you know, The Last of Us is my favorite game of all time, especially the part 1. But if we're going through this, then how about we also get to experience a zombie mode in Division Resurgence? That will be the most fun from my side, because I like to be a zombie killer, and it always gives me that terrifying, lonely vibes, especially doing it solo. What do you think about this? Are you with me, or something made you disagree? If yes, then comment down. I'll be there to read how much people's have exact taste as mine. I hope this message reached to developers, so they'll know what more greatest thing they can add into their game. Okay, enough dreaming. Let's get back to topic. The character animations also look surprisingly polished for a mobile game. From movement cover mechanics to shooting animations, everything looks very close to what you would expect from the main Division games. Now, of course, graphics alone don't mean much if the game doesn't run well. So the next big question is optimization. The game is built on Unreal Engine 4, which is a powerful engine but also demanding when it comes to mobile hardware. So far from early tests, the optimization looks decent, but the real test will be the global release. That's when we'll see how well the game performs across different devices. Because the bigger the game, the harder it becomes to optimize. And Division Resurgence is not a small mobile game at all, which means system requirements might be possibly high. And the 4 years of multiple delay chains makes sense here. But I hope to see something great in terms of optimization and graphics too. If you've anything like Snapdragon 8 Gen series chips, that's your best bet for smoother and effortless gaming on any graphics setting. The lower CPUs might need to adjust, especially while being in crowded areas. Considering the scale of the environments and the amount of content, having around 25 gigabytes of free space is probably the safest expectation, which honestly makes sense, because Ubisoft is trying to fit an entire Division experience into a mobile device, and that's not something you usually see in mobile gaming. Ubisoft's own Division Resurgence team manifesto asked, why mobile? And answered that they wanted to bring the Division fantasy to a new platform while keeping the franchise identity intact. They framed it as a way to create a new entry in the series with a new storyline, villains, and factions, but designed specifically for mobile play. From Ubisoft's business side, the reason is even clearer. In Ubisoft's 2023 corporate reporting, the company said free-to-play is a major part of its strategy because mobile and F2P can reach a much larger global audience and generate long-term recurring revenue. Ubisoft specifically referenced upcoming mobile titles like Rainbow Six Mobile and The Division Resurgence as part of that push. So in simple language, mobile is huge. Player ratio is bigger than console, and Ubisoft wanted the Division IP to reach more players globally. This game is not designed for every type of mobile player. If you're someone who enjoys short gameplay sessions, fast-paced adrenaline matches, and quick action like jumping into a round and leaving with so much kills, the Division Resurgence is too much time-consuming. And if you're not really into investing a lot of time and effort into a single game, or you simply don't have the time for long progression systems, this game is definitely not for you. But for certain types of players, this game could be extremely enjoyable, perfect for people who enjoy RPG progression systems. Players who like leveling up characters, unlocking new skills, upgrading weapons, and constantly improving their builds will find a lot to enjoy here. Think of it like this. You're not just playing a game, you're literally living in a game. You're controlling everything, and your decision differs the reality, outcomes, or every wins and lose. That's exactly what role-playing game means. Secondly, it's great for players who enjoy hardcore co-op gameplay with friends. Running missions together, fighting bosses, and exploring dangerous areas like the Dark Zone becomes much more intense when you're playing with a squad. But if you're looking for something quick and casual, this game might not fit your playstyle. But honestly, the crazy thing is this game has a lot of potential. There's a high chance every mobile gamer will like this, for how much things they're offering in just one game. But again, it depends on how the developers and leading team will look forward to keep the game relevant for every year, and keep the community satisfied with their work. I'm really curious to see which direction this game goes. Because Ubisoft actually looks ambitious and serious about the Division franchise. It's their ticket to become a top contender in mobile gaming. So now I want to hear your opinion. Do you like the overall game? Are you going to give your best time for this game? Or do you think it might end up becoming another downgraded mobile port? Even if it's yes or no, let me know your thoughts in the comments. And I hope you enjoyed this video and it really made you learn something new. In the next videos, I'll share down the best loadouts for fast kills, Dark Zone strategies, and the best builds to dominate missions and bosses with your friends. So if you don't want to get left behind, make sure you've liked the video and subscribed to this channel. This is Lagacy signing out.